guys, it's Lisa Arana from Dollhouse Designs. Today I'm blogging on the Paper Made Bakery blog where they have some really awesome monthly card kits. They change every month, so you want to hurry and grab them while they're available because next month we'll have a whole new one. So today I'm using the April 2012 Fresh Baked Kit. It's called A Walk on the Bright Side, and it's full of lawn fawn goodies and a ton of embellishments. This month Paper Made Bakery has added in a large amount of embellishments, more than ever, so that's really exciting, and there's a lot that you can do with all the supplies included. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how I made my card for today. The first thing I'm going to grab is our card here. We're going to make a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 portrait, or not portrait, a landscape style card today. So I just have that set and ready to go, and I think I'm going to start out with stamping this part first. This is the stamp set that's included in the kit. Again, it's by Lawn Fawn and it's called the You've Got Mail. And we're going to be using the postcard and the squiggly lines. I can't remember what those are called. They're like postmarks maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going to call them wavy lines. So I'm going to go ahead and get those out. I'm going to set the wavy lines to the side because I'll use them later. And I'm just going to use some black ink. This is Onyx Black by VersaFine. Let me get a block here. Set that up. That may not be big enough. I'm just gonna ink up that clear stamp really well. And then I'm going to stamp it onto my green cardstock here. And now I'm just going to trim that out with my scissors. Okay, so I have the little postcard cut out from that green paper. The green paper is from the paper pad that's included in the kit, also by Lawn Fawn. This is called Bright Side, I believe. Yeah, Bright Side Collection. There's just a lot of cute petite patterns in this kit. They're great for cards because of the small patterns. They don't get lost in a small space like the cards. So we have that all set to go. The next thing I have, this is not included in the kit. It is a star punch. But you could use any kind of punch that you have in your stash. And I'm just going to trace this out, I think, because I want to know where it is before I punch, and I'm having a hard time seeing it for this one. Maybe I'll try it this way. Okay. We're just going to punch that out and hope it worked. Good. It's in a good spot. Okay. So next, what I want to do is fill in this area behind it with twine. And again, I'm using some Lawn Fawn. This is hemp twine, natural. It's a nice thick weight. And what I want is to create, I want to be able to pop this up and then have the twine fill in the background. So what I'm going to do is take some a scrap piece of cardstock here, and I'm just going to trace out the star so I know how big it is. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut out a nice size square around it. I don't want it to be too big though, because it needs to fit in behind that postcard. So we're just going to trim that around. So it's just slightly bigger than that star. And then next, I'm going to cover the back with some tape adhesive. Okay, so I've gone back and this isn't enough, so I'm going to put some lines on the front to keep it in place as I'm wrapping. So we'll try this again. There we go. Okay, so this is what it will look like when you're finished. Basically just twine wrapped around that cardstock piece. And so we're going to set both of those aside and then start working on our card base here. And now all I really want to do is stamp some of these squiggle lines along the background to create a background image. So the colors I'm going to use is this purple and some teal. Okay, get my little stamp here and I'm just going to stamp this along. I'm going to grab, just going to create some lines for myself so I don't have to think too hard about this. Real soft pencil lines. And then when I'm done stamping, I'll go back and erase those. Okay, so I have finished my background stamping. I'm just going to put that aside because I need to put a sentiment on this postcard. And while I like the sentiment that comes in the You've Got Mail kit that comes in, the stamp set that comes in the kit, Sending Love Your Way, I really need a birthday card. So I'm going to use a stamp that I have in my stash, which is what's nice about these kits as well, is because you can use them with what you already have. And they're just good go-to pieces as you start to build up your paper crafting stash that you can go back to over and over again. So While this one isn't included in the kit, it does help that, you know, you can use what's in the kit with what you already have. So I'm going to use a stamp set by Paper Smooches. This one's called Word Salad, and I'm going to use the Belated Birthday Wishes because I am late on sending a birthday card. So I thought this would be a great way to catch up on that. And I'm just going to use that teal ink I had before, I think. And we'll see how that turns out. I hope it works. With clear stamps, I like to practice a few times on some scrap paper. That conditions the stamp the first time you use it. Sometimes the first stamp doesn't always stamp clean. So ink it up and just give it a few tries, and then go ahead and stamp it on your project. Okay. Put that aside, put our ink away, and now I think we're ready to go ahead and just start building the card. So the first thing I want to do is to put this square of twine down. And I want to make sure that it's in a place that matches my postcard here. Okay, so I'll put it right there. That's how I wanted it. Down real well, and then I'm going to pop these up. So I have some squares, foam adhesive squares to pop it up. I'm out of my big ones right now, so I have to use these little bitty ones. Okay, so now I have one more thing I want to add on, and that is a button. So I'm going to use some liquid adhesive so it adheres to that twine. I'm just going to stick that on there. It's in the center there, and once that dries, that glue dries clear. And then I am just going to round the top corners here. Okay, so that does it for today's Assemble This card for the Paper Made Bakery Fresh Bake Kit for April 2012. A Walk on the Bright Side featuring Lawn Fawn stamps, papers, and twine. I hope you guys enjoyed my tutorial, and I'll see you next time. Bye.